You're in a conversation, and suddenly there's a silence. The air feels heavy. You feel that desperate urge to say anything, no matter how silly, to relieve the tension. Stop. In that exact moment, you just lost. The other person just gained total control over your mind without saying a single word. But what if I told you that same silence is the master key to reading their deepest thoughts? Today, you're going to discover the 4-second trick. This isn't basic body language you'll find in any book. It's a psychological pressure technique used by CIA interrogators to make suspects reveal themselves. If you stay until the end, I'm going to reveal exactly what you need to look for in their eyes during those 4 seconds. An involuntary biological signal that's physically impossible to fake, and that will tell you whether they're lying to you, respect you, or are actually afraid of you. But be careful. If you use this with the wrong person or at the wrong moment, you could ruin a relationship forever. The power of this technique is that it strips the other person's intentions bare. And sometimes, we're not ready to see the truth. Has this ever happened to you? You're talking to someone, and you feel that something's off. A smile that looks genuine, but your instincts are screaming that something isn't right. The problem is that we're programmed to listen to words. And words are the easiest tool to lie with. The human brain takes about 0.2 seconds to construct a verbal lie, but its nervous impulses are instantaneous. To know what someone thinks of you, you have to stop listening and start observing the space in between. Imagine you've just asked a tricky question or simply finished giving your opinion. Most people wait half a second and then start talking again so they don't seem weird. You're not going to do that. You're going to apply the void. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the first second, the other person feels surprise. In the second, they start feeling uncomfortable. In the third second, their brain goes into social panic mode. And in the fourth, their mask falls off. Why does it work? Because silence is a mirror. When you don't fill the space with your words, the other person is forced to fill it with their own energy. If they look you up and down and then glance to the left, their brain is constructing a justification. If their pupils dilate, there's interest or a threat, but there's a specific movement in the corners of the lips that happens right at the third second, and it will tell you exactly whether that person sees you as a superior or a subordinate. I'll reveal it in a minute, but first, you need to understand why your own brain is going to try to sabotage you. Your amygdala is going to scream, "Say something. This is uncomfortable." That's the instinct of the average person, the instinct of the 99% who never have control. If you want power, you have to master your own discomfort. The one who holds a silence just 1 second longer than the other is the one who dominates the room. It's that simple and that cruel. Have you ever watched a great leader or a top-level actor in an interview? They never answer quickly. They take their time. They savor the silence. It projects such high status that others start sweating unconsciously. But here's the danger. If you stay silent while staring like a psychopath, the trick will fail. You'll come across as socially awkward, not powerful. There's an eye triangulation you need to follow during those 4 seconds to make the effect magnetic authority instead of harassment. You have to move your gaze from the right eye to the left eye and then to the mouth, but with a specific rhythm. If you do it correctly, the other person will feel an almost physical urge to confess the truth or seek your approval. Now, let's talk about that lip signal I mentioned. Watch closely at the third second of the silence. If the person presses their lips tightly in a straight line, they're hiding information or feeling hostility. But if, instead, they exhale a small puff of air or their lips part slightly, they've lost the dominance battle. At that moment, you can ask for anything: a raise, an uncomfortable truth, or a date. Their resistance has been eliminated. But what happens if the other person knows the trick? What happens if they return the silence to you? That's the advanced level. It's a clash of titans. And in that scenario, only the one with a calm anchor wins. If you stay until the end of the video, I'll give you the step-by-step to perform this anchor and be unshakable, even if you're the one being interrogated. But first, a warning. Most people use speech to hide. When you take speech away with your 4 seconds of silence, you leave them exposed. I've seen friendships of years break in a single second because someone used this technique and discovered that their best friend actually felt deep, envious contempt. Are you sure you want to know what they really think of you? Sometimes ignorance is bliss. But if you've made it this far, it's because you're not satisfied with ignorance. You want the truth. You want control. Let's move on to the calm anchor. For those 4 seconds to work in your favor, you need to place your tongue on the roof of your mouth, just behind your upper teeth, and press lightly. This physically blocks the fight or flight response in your brain. While they're panicking over the silence, you're physically calm. You are the predator. They are the prey. Look at the person who makes you doubt. Ask them a direct question, and then be silent. Count to 4. Watch the micro-expression at the 3rd second. And there you have it. The truth. No filters, no lies, no words. But there's more. There's a hand movement that can completely nullify your power, even if you maintain the perfect silence. If you make this bodily mistake, you'll look like a small child trying to play at being big. Do you want to know what that fatal mistake is, so you can avoid it today? That's the topic of the next video that will appear on screen. Master the silence, and you'll master people. See you at the next level.